right, what's happening, guys? Welcome to the July Porter Pickup Shop update. We got through the 4th with all of our fingers intact, and we are ready to let you guys know what we've been working on over the last month or so. I mean, it's been a little while since we've done a video or a shop update, so we got a lot of stuff cooking. We've gone through this interesting evolution, or whatever you want to call it, in June. We've really wanted to focus on some new projects, which we will show you some of those new projects coming up here in a second. But let's start with some of the stuff that we've been creating. Marco, we've got this beautiful deluxe loaded pickguard.
Yeah, kind of keeping true to our loaded pickguard trend on our weekly updates. And this one you can see is all wired in. It's got our S90 set in the neck and middle and our PA humbucker in the bridge, which is short for passive aggressive. And yeah, this has got the deluxe loaded guard setup with the add neck switch, and then you can split your coil here with this humbucker. So, and this just kind of makes your Strat look a little bit different. You don't really see open top covers too much, and I think it's just a really nice look.
Yeah, I love the look of that. I mean, it's like every time you build something like this with the open covers, I want to keep it, but we realize we're here in business and we need to sell the products instead of just keep everything. So you should go buy it. It's going to be on our Reverb store. We'll put a link below to the Reverb store as well for that. Man, it's been a crazy June. We've been knee deep in some guitar builds. I'm going to show a guitar build that we delivered as semi-hollow with a faded blue finish. I'm going to show a couple photos of that while I'm talking here about this next one that we've got. This is for a great customer, Daryl of ours, who's he's just been a rock solid customer, and he asked us kind of as people figured out we started kind of like firing up the machines again this year. He's like, hey, would you build me one of these? I'm like, okay, we'll do it. So we've got a couple of these builds in progress, and we just wanted to show you where this one's at. It's got this beautiful roasted quarter sawn maple neck built in the shop here. You can see the frets sticking out, and that's not how they come, if you're wondering. We're going to be trimming those, finishing the carve. These just got glued in yesterday. We use all stainless steel frets on the full builds, so that is why my hand hurts so bad today, because I've been pressing those, and I really don't want to start cutting and trimming these, because that's a whole nother level of pain to make it happen. But we're excited about this neck, super great. Excited to see this guitar come together. And then Marco's going to show off the body for this. It's a Les Bois semi-hollow. Check it out. It's halfway through the paint process, so it's going to get a final polish, but you can see it's already looking awesome just with I think maybe 4 or 5 coats of clear on it right now. We've got a beautiful dark roasted maple on the top. You can see the semi-hollow. So there's a chamber here, there's one here, and then you have your electronic area behind here. So technically 4 chambers on the semi-hollow. Dual humbucker. It's going to get an open top classic and a double pole overdrive plus on the back. And then you can show the back off. That's beautiful ribbon stripe African mahogany on that one. So the neck I just showed you is going to go with this guitar. It's going to be awesome. Really, really excited about that. If you're interested in a full build, you can contact us. We have limited offerings on the full builds in terms of time. That's one of the biggest things that we're working on, is just time to fit it all together. But this goes along with kind of what we want to talk about on this shop update video. We have like this goal to provide cool tools for guitar players, and we realize, I mean, we're both guitar nerds, and we're both always on Reverb and eBay and whatever other websites that you look at guitars. We're always looking at guitars, and we're watching prices, and we're seeing, man, like, stuff is getting expensive, and that's kind of the nature, right? Our stuff is, we've had to do price increases, but what we're trying to do now is we're trying to offer a very cool, like, familiar style builds with kind of pre-made parts, and some parts that we do, shaping and cutting and that kind of thing. And you saw maybe last week, we'll show that gold S-style build that we did, and the customer came in and grabbed that. But I have here the next one in the line. This is a beautiful surf green S-style Porter guitar. You can see the headstock there. I'm trying to get that shadow out of it. Roasted maple neck with Indian rosewood fretboard. These are pre-made parts that come in, and we basically drill all the hardware holes, we mount it, we set it up, we do the fret leveling, polishing, crowning, do the nut, kind of give it the full treatment. But it's a way we can get something into a price point. I think we're going to be probably in the $900 to $1,200 range on these, depending on what hardware is on it. Really nice hardware, quality build, something inspired by, obviously, you can tell, an S style. But overall, this is loaded with our vintage customs. I forgot to mention that. But this is something we're excited about. We have a T style that we will show you in a little bit out in the showroom, that you may recognize the body from one of our previous videos. It's an MJT finished body. That one's going to be finished up, I think, today. If the UPS man comes on time, we're going to finish that up today. But this is something we're going to do a lot more of. You're going to do a couple a month to get started. And then if you're interested in speccing out something like this, you like this, or you want different pickups, let us know. These are only going to be available through our website as well. So if you go to our website and you can click on the online store, you'll see a guitars tab, Porter Guitars tab, and you can find them on there. They're going to be a little bit hidden, so it's kind of like an exclusive thing for our newsletter or for the YouTube fans that we have, all handful of you that are loyal fans of the channel. But Marco, what do you think about this and just the project in general? Like, what are you excited about? Kind of what's getting the wheels turning for you?
Well, and I think this just kind of was born out of our always scheming to try and get more demo guitars in the shop to just showcase all of our sets. And then after we kind of started looking into some of this, like the Gold Strat really kind of showed us, like, oh, this, there's something here, like let's spend some more time here. And now there's a whole other guitar out of this. And, we've got the Telly over here too, but I think it's just really cool to have something for, in a different price point than our regular custom build stuff. And then, obviously our pickups are pretty custom, but, you can spec out what you want in your build. And, it just really opens a lot of doors for people to kind of get Porter loaded or kind of get hip to what we're doing and, in whatever way that works for them.
Yeah, and so this is going to be the example of what an entry point guitar is going to be. Then we're going to offer something that's called a hybrid. It's going to be pre-made neck with one of the bodies we make in the shop. And then we're going to do the full USA. We're kind of coming up with names for each of these levels. But the goal is to kind of get something in different price points for different players. Like you mentioned the guy that came and got the Gold Strat, really excited. And it was kind of like in the bracket that he could afford. And that's really the goal with these, is trying to get more of these out there, get our pickups out there, get a brand out there. But then you can obviously go into the full builds where we're doing the set models that we have. We're currently experimenting with a hybrid idea of a pre-made neck with they start out with a paddle headstock. We cut the headstock, do the fretwork. So it's still tons and tons of labor, but it's, less than half of the labor it would be to normally build a full neck. And so that's the way we can kind of bring the price down and kind of find that happy medium. So we're experimenting with a lot of that over the next couple of weeks. And we're excited to show you what we're working on. We have a few more guitars hanging up in the shop and some stuff that's ready to be sprayed. So it's kind of all over right now. But please ask us a lot of questions about these, and we're super excited about it. I think we're going to plug this in at the end of the video, and as well as a couple other guitars. So we're going to jump out to the showroom now and show you two more guitars that one we just kind of re-rescued, put back together, and then we're going to show you that T-style build that we have in progress as well. So let's go out to the showroom, and then we'll come back and we'll play this guitar and the other blue one that's out there.
All right. Some of you may recognize this Telly from our MJT parts caster build. It's down there in the recent videos, or it's kind of been a couple of years now, but now we've got this on a Porter neck, or a Porter neck on this body. And this has got the roasted maple as well, kind of the same style as that Strat you might have just seen or are about to see. And it's got the rosewood neck, or a rosewood fretboard. And this is an MJT body, super awesome work. There's probably some series featuring MJT bodies, so you'll have to stay tuned if you want to know more about this kind of thing. Yeah.
All right, so this one got back together. This is one of our older vintage 2018 Porter Guitars builds. This was one where we had been working with a contract painter, so it's got kind of like a more high gloss finish on it, very beautiful flame top, smooth P90 in the neck, and Blender humbucker in the bridge. It's something that we had kind of apart, and as we've spent these last 6 weeks or so kind of doing guitars again, we're like, why don't we put this thing back together? It's pretty sweet. And so we did, and we've been having a lot of fun with it. It's got an all Pal Ferro neck, and you can see on the back, very cool striped mahogany. with a pretty big gloss finish. I don't think we're going to be doing as much gloss finishing in the future, more like semi-gloss type stuff, but this is a cool example of what we can do with a custom build Lebois in the future. So we will be plugging this thing in here in a second.
Okay, and in our quest to always find an interesting demo guitar, I guess this maybe deserves its own video, but this is kind of that phenomenon where you place a bid on eBay and you maybe kind of don't think you're gonna win, you put it out of your mind, and before you know it, you realize that you won the auction. And it's another Yamaha guitar, so we've kind of been collecting Yamaha guitars as of late, but this one was pretty interesting because it's got mini humbuckers, you can see, which is not very typical to find. And these rings will also enable us to throw some P90s hair, so this is a really useful demo guitar. Kind of a nice get-together orange, I'm going to call it. But yeah, cool guitar. Yamaha AEX 520.